do like a more in-depth um definition of what Nene SGs means, but for right now, you know, at first when I made it up, it was, I mean, obviously Nene is from my first name, so just that part, and then SGs stands for Sad Girls, and I definitely like made that in like a darker time in my life and more vulnerable state, but now, I won't say now, but it's like it always meant, you know, being you, like being your true authentic self, whether it was good and bad. Oh, you shouldn't be sad all the time. Like being sad isn't a good thing, yada yada yada. But like literally, like after I lost my grandfather, that's when I feel like I really experienced the whole like sad, grief, mourn, all those different type of feelings. You know, like really like just curiosity, just like I don't even want to say I was mad at God, but I was just like, why? Like, why did it happen the way it did? Like, just questioning things. But yeah, it's just like a new, different chapter in my life. Also with like how to make the childhood you happy. That was um also just like testing the waters. You know, me getting used to uploading stuff um on platforms. You know, putting myself out there and stuff like that. But yeah, this time I want it to be more um more open. I want to be more transparent with you guys and just let you guys in on like my life really. Like I probably won't be doing vlogs because I'm not like a vlogger or anything like that. I'm not a great vlogger. My days are really consist of the same thing and stuff like that. But yeah, um hopefully in the future, I'll figure out a way that feels authentic for me to have videos up as well as, just me talking. So yeah, but in this particular video, I wanted to talk about pain. So yeah, for starters, pain is a big thing to talk about. There's all different types of pain. You can feel pain on different levels: physical, emotional, mental, spiritual. But I guess for spirit, like in spiritual terms, I guess you call it like warfare. But yeah, um, after, I guess you could say this is my New Year's revolution. But with like just, I don't know, thinking and like trying to go with nature. We're still in hibernation season, so it's not really New Year's revolution until the springtime. But for the purpose of humankind and society, I guess you could say that. And I feel like I've definitely talked about this like plenty of times, probably in like my last video. When I understood or like got the information for myself and like I received for myself that like, yes, there's so many different sins. No sin is better than one or worse than one. They're all on the same scale. But when I really received the message of you should probably wait until marriage. Not saying like if you do, like it's immediately downhill from there, but I got that information in a time where I was just soaking up so many things. I was just like really in my, I would say turtle mode, in my hermit mode, and just, you know, taking what really just taking what resonates and just throwing away everything else, or putting aside of like things that like I feel like I could use later on, just not right now, type of deal. But with that being said, um you know, I understand why, you know, you know, people say that God say, preachers, prophets say, you know, you should wait till marriage, you know, your grandma, your uncle, your aunt, whatever the case is. People say that because it's like soul ties are a real thing, you know. No, I'm like no, like not everybody experiences that, and like yes, there are ways to break a soul tie. Um, but just like in the grand scheme of things, I let people come into my space, into my aura, into my energy that just weren't aligned with me. And, you know, I definitely got messages that with like in the physical, in my physical body, like messages like, oh my stuff, like one physical way I knew, or my body was telling me like, you know, this isn't right, this person isn't right for you, is like stomach pains. Like I would get like stomach pains. Sometimes I would listen, probably still do it again, cause I'm like, oh, it's me, not them. But it's just like I I um I'm really understanding that now. Just because like I've actually went through it, and I actually know like what it is and what it means for me, and at least because it's just like sex is weird, you know. Just saying the word just seems weird, but it's a word that we all use. We over half the world has had sex. Somebody's probably having sex right now. Somebody probably had sex yesterday. Somebody probably had sex this morning. Like sex is in our world, and we shouldn't. Sex is not something that I feel like we should be so sex like sex, because I don't feel like in schools they did great, at least not in my schools, they did great with like talking about it. Like they just, you know, people start puberty earlier, so like by the time you tell them about something, they didn't already did it, they already got the consequences that they would have got from it, and history is history. But yeah, um sex is weird, sex is odd, sex is great, sex is beautiful, sex can also be scary. But just with all those things that sex is, I really am like, I take a step back and like, you know, tell people goodbye, tell my host goodbye, if that's what you want to call them, tell my sneaky links goodbye, whatever you want to call them. I'd tell all those people goodbye, because it's just like, I'm not like, oh, I'm in my grown woman era, but it's like for a long time I knew like this is what it's gonna be. Nothing's gonna change, you know, and not even like condemning men, but just people in general. You know, a lot of people are selfish nowadays. A lot of people are just manipulative and just like not here for the right reasons. And if you don't figure that out now, you're gonna figure that out later. By the time it's like too late. But yeah, I when I was, you know, in the whole sneaky link era and just got into it, you know, it was exciting. I was ready for it, and you know, God definitely let me do what I wanted to do. Um, and I don't want any parts of it. Not because I want somebody to take me on a date. Yes, I do want somebody to take me on a date. I've barely gone on many dates realistically, but just like I don't want to talk to the same people I do. I know I already know the type of people I attract, and I don't want to attract those same people. And in order to do so, I know I have to work on myself. I know I need to take a step back and really like talk to myself and really own up to my own stuff, because as much as I can blame other people for hurting me and like not being there for me and not like having great intentions for me as I would for them. Like, I gave them the recipe to treat me how they did. So, you know, it's a two-way street. But you know, it is what it is. At the end of the day, you know, I'm still grieving with that part of me. Like, dang, girl. And I feel like even if I was ready to have like a real quote unquote relationship or just something not in that realm, I still feel like it wouldn't have lasted the way I wanted to, or wouldn't have gone the way I wanted to, because relationships are hard on its own. I've learned at a young age that well, I've had to learn at a young age that the friends that I had were never really my friends. And, you know, in elementary school, you wouldn't think, you know, a third grader would have to learn that. Or learn how to be, try to learn how to be content in their own skin and with their own being and their own company. And I had to learn that. And, you know, when I have to go into hermit mode, when I have to separate myself from people that I don't want to separate myself from, it really like puts a dent inside of me, because I'm like, dang, like, why do I always have to go through this? But it's like, my purpose in life is so much bigger than the relationships that I have. Like, yes, I know, like, in the industry that I am pursuing to be in, I know, like, a big part of that is connections. But I don't need to have deep connections with people that I'm networking with. It can be just about solely on dance. It could solely be on hair. It could solely be on makeup. But I just crave intimacy in a way where it's like, if you don't give me some inch of that, you're literally nothing to me. Not saying I can't have surface level conversations, because, you know, in order to get to the deep, you have to go, you know, surface level, you know, layer by layer. But yeah, I hate surface level conversations unless like it's needed. But anyways, back to pain. Yeah, I'm not saying I'm grieving at this point. I'm just thinking about what has already gone place and what I need to do to get better. And when I mean better, I mean not be emotionally unavailable, because you know, for those interested in astrology, whatever the case is, don't condemn me, because I know how you Christians like to tussle, but I feel like, you know, I am a true Sagittarian. I I don't like to be still for too long. As y'all could tell, I did dye my hair a couple, like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. Probably will dye it again, more to get it be more pigmented, but you know, anyways, yeah, I am her. I don't like to be still for too long. I want to do it on, and I'm a very flexible person. I could be very flexible, but when it comes to a point where I'm just like, yeah, this is not gonna work for me, I'm gonna figure out a way to get out one way or another. If I want it, if there's will, there's way. So yeah. But I I'm just I just have to I'm going back to me soaking up things, me, you know, using them, me just learning who this new Natar is. Because, you know, I just turned 21. So that's a whole nother new chapter I'm going into as well. With also like saying goodbye to the chapter that I no longer want to be part of, because it never helped me in the long run. And, you know, sex is one of the most easiest highs we can get in this world at this time and age. So it's like the value of it decreases every time. I feel like, not saying somebody has it, but it's decreased so much to the point where it's like, men and female expect that out of both genders. You know, like especially even like just talking with somebody, like that topic, sorry, is going to come up one way or another. And it's just sad, like you have to like tell somebody, yeah, bro, I don't want to do that. Like that's not the type of time I'm on. But sex is also a drug. Sex is also something that, what's it called? An addiction. Sex is an addiction. Anything can be an addiction. Literally. Me dyeing my hair could be an addiction. And I wouldn't even know that. But yeah. I just want to get better. I just want to get to know the new me. I want to be the woman, the young lady that God has for me. And I know with me wanting that, it's going to take a lot of sacrificing things and being able to say goodbye to people and just a whole lot of. And have I done the first step? Yes, I did. I have. I'm not gonna say like, oh, I'm not scared. Like, I'm totally fine. No, I've definitely wanted to text those people again and be like, hey, let's hang out, you know? Like, just, you know, my head on to, you know, we're just gonna hang out. No, you're not. It's not good. That's not how it goes. So, yeah. And also with the fact of just like situationships and stuff, I realized that a lot of those people that I was having sex with, or I was just like, that was allowing in my space, I really truly did not like them. I really didn't. Like, I was more focused on the fact of, you know, oh, like, I gotta make sure like they like me, you know, I gotta make sure my aura is good the whole time. They're dealing with worse things than me the whole time. They're dealing with things that I don't even know about. But I'm worried about if they like my hair today. I'm worried about if they think, you know, I'm pretty without makeup or with makeup. It's just things to think about, because I feel like once you start going with it, then you'll really realize, hey, yeah, that's not gonna cut it. You going like, you start realizing icks. You just start realizing icks that you have in people. And sorry, I have a lot of icks with people. Oh God, I have lots of icks with people. A lot of them, whole lot of them. Okay, let's not do that again. But yeah, it's just like I wish I would have got this sooner, but I know this was the time it was supposed to happen. You know, it's all about the timing. You know, it's all about the timing and when you're truthfully ready. Because if you're not ready for something, then you already know, like, whatever you're going through is gonna just keep happening until you're like, you're being serious with yourself and you're being truthfully honest, or even just willing to do the work that has to be done to not have those things happen again. Because I can't tell you how many times I've told myself, like, yeah, I'm totally done. I'm totally done with that person. I'm totally done. Next thing you know, they text me 2 days later. It's just like, I'm still young, so I try not to be too hard on myself, but at the same time, it's like, I know what's when I'm doing something I'm not supposed to be doing, but I still choose to do it anyway, because YOLO. There's also something I'm trying to stop doing. YOLO. Because YOLO not gonna last forever. It's not. It's gonna be like, damn, why I do that to myself? I shouldn't have done that. But you know, right? Wrong. Wrong. I've been sitting on here for 20 minutes and haven't done nothing. That should say a lot. But yeah, if I don't see y'all later, I'll see y'all the next time. So with that, toodaloo, tweedledee, tweedledum, be you, stay true, like True Jackson. Me, SD's out.